Welcome back to the Triple M podcast. Is where we focus on movement, mindset, motivation, and things that you can do to improve those areas. So, lately, been a bit stuck for ideas of what to record. So, it's obviously been a while, and I wanted to kind of hear from you guys. What do you want to see? What do you want to hear? Because at the end of the day, the podcast is for you guys to help you guys in any way, shape, or form that I feel like I can assist. So I put a poll out just to kind of try and get some ideas from people, and I've got a few responses, which was absolutely fantastic. And what I'm going to go over in this episode is some tips that you can do and use to improve your movement, your mindset, and just to become more naturally motivated. So we're going to do a few tips for each. If any of these tips apply to you, feel free to apply them, use them. And I'm just going to make them as simple and as applicable as possible, because when we try and overcomplicate things, generally it doesn't work very well. So just going to give you a few tips for each. So in regards to movement, it's a big one, and you've probably heard me say it before. Set a goal. Set a goal. Movement is very physical. Set a goal. Be crystal clear on what that goal is, and try not to overwhelm yourself with what that goal is. Where we kind of get stuck and we don't set goals properly, we just focus on the destination. Like, for example, if you have a goal to lose weight, you're going to hear me say this loads. You want to lose 20 kilos in however long, whatever time frame. If you don't get to that goal in that time frame, you're going to feel disappointed, disheartened, and you're just going to feel like a failure. So set a goal, but learn to enjoy the process. Think about what you need to do on a daily basis that is aligned with that goal, because 20 kilos is a lot of weight, and you can lose it quickly and you can lose it slowly, but it's up to you if you want to maintain it long term. And I would suggest it can be done fast. I've helped people do it fast before, but a lot of the time when people do it fast, it doesn't last. So you need to make sure you have the tools to equip yourself to kind of make it a long term thing, because the last thing you want to do is lose all that weight and put it back on. You're just going to feel like you've wasted your time. So in regards to movement, if we're going a little bit deeper with that goal setting thing, I would say give yourself 2 or 3 things that you can do on a daily basis that align with what that goal is. So, for example, if I'm just going to go a little bit deeper on that weight loss goal, just for example, whatever it is, keeping your activity level high. So, steps, can we do 10,000? Can we do 12,000? Can we do 15,000? Pick something that's realistic for you at this point and build on it. Nutrition, can we improve how we're eating? So, it doesn't necessarily mean like remove all junk food. If you're someone that eats a lot of takeaways, can I add a little bit of vegetables with each meal? Can I drink more water? Can I make little small changes? Over time, they're going to compound into massive results. And an exercise routine. You're going to need to exercise in some way, shape, or form. Can I exercise 3 times a week? Small, consistent, achievable targets that are not actually focused on that end goal, but if you complete those actions consistently, will get you there 100%. Because that's where a lot of people go wrong. Like I said before, they focus on that big goal, and when they don't get there in a time frame that they wanted to, and it probably would be for some reasons that maybe they're not aware of or they're not sure about, but focus on the journey, focus on the work, focus on the little things that you need to do on a daily basis, keep yourself focused, and that is what is going to get you to your goal. Tip number 2 is going to be find an activity that you enjoy. Not everyone loves the gym. Not everyone loves getting sweaty. Not everyone loves lifting weights. Not everyone loves that soreness feeling after a workout. Some of us do, some of us don't. Let's just be realistic now. So I would suggest pick an activity that you enjoy. It could be whatever it is. It could be going to the gym. It could be going for a run. It could be going for walks. If you're someone that just doesn't walk, start going for walks. Start really small. It could be going to a reformer Pilates class. It could be whatever it is. Whatever you enjoy, do it, because we kind of mentally cripple ourselves with we have to go to the gym or we have to do that to get to where we want to go. And the best way to start is to start. And we don't want to kind of be in that paralysis state where like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. There's so much thought behind it and we just end up doing nothing. So my best advice to you, pick something that you enjoy, because if you don't enjoy it, you won't stick to it. You won't be consistent with it. It won't last long term, and you won't be able to reap the benefits from it. Lastly, do it often. So I did mention before about 3 times a week, but like if there's a form of activity that you can do on a daily basis, even if it's just 30 minutes, do it often. So for example, you're not going to be able to lift weights every single day of the week. You're going to be, I'm not going to swear, but you're going to be damaged. I just did a workout on Wednesday and I'm still feeling the damage. and that's not something that I'm going to be able to sustain long term. But let's say, for example, mix up your exercise routine, spice it up a little bit. It doesn't just have to be one thing, but think, what can I do on a daily basis? Whether that's going to the gym a few times a week. Can I go for a couple of runs? Can I go for some long walks on a weekend to really keep my step count high? Can I stretch? So whatever sort of movement you enjoy, if there's a few different types, that's going to be ideal. And just mold them together into your week to week routine, but just make sure that it's consistent and realistic, because you don't want all of those activities to come in and it starts to stress you out. Then you start doing nothing, because I am very guilty of this, being a very ambitious individual, putting a lot of pressure on myself, and it just I can't even speak. It leads to being taking steps back, and you don't want to take steps back. You want to take steps forward. So don't put too much pressure on yourself, as easy as it is for me to say that, because I do it a lot, and it's something that I'm working on and I'm improving at, because you have to think about yourself. You're putting so much pressure on yourself, but if you think a few months back, are you further forwards? Are you in the same position, or are you further back? And a lot of the time you're back. So that pressure on yourself is not actually going to help you whatsoever. Wow, we've just covered movement. We've got some other ones to do. Mindset. Take some time away from your screens, man. Literally. 2025, everything is so accessible. Everything is on your screens. You don't really get that mental reset, that break, that time just to be away from your screens. And like a lot of the time, I just find myself glued to my phone. I can't get off it. I'm always on it. So whatever you have to do to take some time away from those screens, 100%, just have a break. You know, like, we can't be running on overdrive and just always doing things and our mind being active. You're just going to burn out. So just take some time away from those screens. What else we got for mindset? See, I make notes for the show and I can't even read my own handwriting. That does not help whatsoever. Be aware of your thoughts. Like, generally, a lot of the thoughts that we have are quite negative for whatever reason. Be aware of them and just think, how can I change them? If that's putting it down on paper, getting it out of your head, because we hold so much in here. And it just gets a little bit too much sometimes. And the reason why I feel so passionately about these topics is because I go through it. I think a lot goes through my head. And sometimes just even something as simple as doing a to-do list. Don't have it on your phone. Take it out of your head, put it on some paper and just work through it. And you'll notice that there's something about, I'm not going to say something weird and spiritual and clingy, or not clingy, that's not the right word. Weird about just writing on paper, but I noticed that putting things on paper makes things a lot more easier, a lot more clear. It's there and you can just tick it off. This is what I planned this morning with my laptop, and what do I go do? I forget the laptop. Take time away from music, and this might be an uncommon, an unpopular one, but like, recently I've noticed I don't really like listening to music too much in my car. I've not enjoyed it. You know, when you just get that vibration and that good feeling of listening to music, I haven't got it for a while. So I've just decided, you know what, when I'm in the car, when I'm driving, podcasts, things that I can do to help myself, things that I can do to develop my mind. And since I've been doing that, and it hasn't been long, and it's been a very short period of time, I've just felt so much better in my mind. I felt so much clearer. I felt so much calmer. I felt so much more relaxed. And like, I will listen to music from time and time again. Like, if I have someone in the car with me, I'm not going to make them listen to a podcast with me unless they want to. But like, when I'm in that car with that person and I'm listening to music, I'm enjoying it more, because a lot of the time you get yourself in that cycle. You're listening to the same music. You're listening to the same crap that people are saying on songs. And I don't know, I just was getting to a point where, like, you know what, switch on the car, turn on the music, and I'm just like, I'm doing this every single day and I'm not enjoying it and it's not helping me. And if you're someone that's quite ambitious and you want to improve yourself and you want to work on yourself, a great thing to do in your car, if you've got drives to work or just drives anywhere, is just to listen to podcasts and audiobooks, because there's something out there for you that you can listen to. And like, a lot of the ideas that I'm getting from today are from other podcasts. And just take time away from music and see how you feel. I'm not saying you have to do it every single time you're in the car. You don't listen to any music anymore. But just like, have a little bit of a break from it and just see how you feel. All right, we're going to move on to, we've done movement, we've done mindset. Let's go on to motivation. Commit to something daily, whatever that is in your life. something that you want to improve, something that you want to achieve, commit to it daily and just kind of give yourself a few action points that are in line with what, say for example, you've set yourself a goal, and give yourself a few action points that, you know what, if I do this every single day, I'll move the needle forward towards my goal. Try to kind of disconnect from that end goal, whether it's for physical, whether it's mental, whatever it is. Set yourself a few tasks that you can do and you consistently manage to just help you move the needle forwards. So then it kind of just takes the stress off that end goal. But you know you're feeling better just from moving the needle forwards and progressing. Do something for yourself. Do something for yourself. Take time for yourself. Like, just kind of have a break from stuff. Just kind of realign your energy, because when your energy is in the best place, you're going to be in the best place physically and mentally. And also, the last thing regarding motivation, it's not I've said this before. It's not something that just drops out of the sky, comes into your body, and you're just, oh my God, I'm motivated today. Oh my God, I'm not motivated today. Motivation, like energy, is something that you create. And you can have more of it and you can have less of it. And if you do more, you create more. Like, for example, a lot of people that are quite tired, they don't move much, but they're quite tired all the time. If you was to move your body and exercise more and really embrace the hormones that you get from activity, you'll feel more energetic. So then you'll feel more motivated. So like with motivation, it's something that you create, and it's kind of like a byproduct of the things and the activities that you do. But along the lines of motivation as well, I would say, like, whatever you're working towards, and like when it comes to fitness, is because it's something that I focus on and I work in on a full-time basis. Tracking your progress is vital. As tedious as it can be, as irritating as it can be, it is so vital, because at the end of the day, like, if you've come to do personal training or you've committed to something, you want to see results. That's the only, like, you can say, oh, I want to do it for this or I want to do it for that. No, you want to see a change. Flat. That's the only reason. You want to see a change. And like, you kind of bypass these other reasons, but no, you want to see a change. Like, let's not play ourselves now. You want to see a change. And the only way to see a change is to track your progress, whether that's tracking your nutrition, tracking your training, tracking your habits. Because if you see your habits improving, if your training numbers are improving, if your body is improving, your measurements and like everything and how you look is improving, you're going to be motivated. But if you're not aware of what you're tracking, or you're not aware of what you're doing, you're like, oh God, I've been doing it for this long now, I'm not seeing any change. You are seeing change, but you're not tracking it, so you're not aware of it. So awareness and tracking kind of come intertwined with each other. So track your progress, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be that person that's working towards themselves, working on themselves, not seeing progress, because at the end of the day, you're going to think, okay, I'm not making progress, so I'm just going to give up and just leave it there. All right. So a few tips for movement, a few tips for mindset, and a few tips for motivation. I hope they have helped you guys. I've hoped you've enjoyed this episode. If you do enjoy it and you don't want to miss any more, please subscribe. The episodes are going to be out on YouTube and Spotify, so feel free to like, subscribe, share, put it on your Instagram stories, put it out there. I'm not really going to advertise this that much other than what you can see, but just like share it with a friend, share it with a sister, family member, grandparent, auntie, whoever you know, whoever you feel that this could benefit. Really appreciate you all. See you in the next episode. Peace.